In the shadow of Mount Arakeen, where the air still smells of burnt stone and forgotten time, lies a mystery that the world has long refused to believe. The mountain stands silent now, its fiery heart long cooled. Yet beneath that silence is a story that has waited for centuries to be told. The story of a city that once defied the gods and paid the price. Long before history began to keep records, there was a civilization known only in whispers, the people of Val'Kara. They were builders of light, masters of metal and stone, and dreamers who believed the earth itself could be shaped by will. While the rest of the world lived in huts and caves, the people of Val'Kara raised towers that touched the clouds. Their streets shimmered with veins of molten glass. Their statues glowed softly at night as if filled with captured starlight. They believed the mountain above them was not a threat, but a gift. A sleeping god who granted them warmth, power, and creation. The volcano was their protector, their teacher, their eternal source of energy. Every home, every forge, every temple was connected to the deep chambers beneath Mount Arakeen. The people believed that as long as the flame of the mountain burned, their city would never fall. But pride is the beginning of every ending. It is said that one night the sky turned red and the air trembled. The priests of Val'Kara gathered in the Temple of Embers, deep in the heart of the mountain, where they spoke to the flame. The fire answered, but not with warmth. It roared with anger. The earth cracked, the sky screamed, and within moments, the mountain erupted. Rivers of fire devoured the streets, towers melted, and the once golden city was swallowed by the wrath of the god it had worshipped. The people of Val'Kara vanished, buried beneath the mountain they loved. For 1,000 years, the story became a legend. The name Val'Kara was whispered by travelers, carved on stones by wandering monks, and sung by those who feared the power of the earth. But no one ever found proof. Until now. It began when a team of modern explorers came to study Mount Arakeen. Their goal was simple: to map the ancient lava tunnels and measure the strange vibrations detected deep underground. But as they began to drill, their instruments recorded something impossible. Echoes that formed perfect geometric patterns. The mountain was speaking back. It was not random noise. It was rhythm, steady, pulsing, alive. Among the scientists was Dr. Elena Ruiz, a geologist with a fascination for ancient myths. She had heard of Val'Kara in the old village tales, but never believed them. Yet, as the days passed, she began to feel the mountain breathing. Not metaphorically, but truly. The ground pulsed softly, like a giant heart buried beneath layers of stone. After weeks of digging, the team discovered an opening, a narrow crack that led into the darkness. They descended with lights, cameras, and scanners, and what they found defied explanation. Beneath layers of solid rock, there were walls, carved walls, smooth and symmetrical, with inscriptions that glowed faintly when touched. Further inside, they found a staircase leading down into a vast chamber. And there it was, a city, perfectly preserved beneath centuries of volcanic rock. Towers of black glass, roads paved with gold dust fused into the stone, statues that seemed to watch whoever entered. The air was still, heavy, almost alive. It was as if the city had been frozen in time, waiting to be awakened. As they explored, strange things began to happen. Their compasses stopped working. Electronic devices glitched. Some heard whispers echoing faintly in the corridors, like distant voices carried through the stone. One of the team members swore she saw movement, shadows where no one was standing. Another felt a sudden rush of heat, though the air was cold as ice. In her journal, Dr. Ruiz wrote, "It feels like the city knows we're here. Every wall, every corridor. It watches, it listens. Sometimes I think I hear breathing. Deeper within the ruins, they discovered something extraordinary. A massive circular chamber at the city's center. On the walls were carvings that depicted the people of Val'Kara standing beneath the mountain, arms raised to a great flame. In the middle of the chamber stood an enormous crystal, cracked and dormant, surrounded by metal rings and patterns of unknown origin. It looked like a machine, yet ancient, as if science and magic had been one and the same. When one of the explorers touched the crystal, a deep vibration filled the air. The entire city began to hum. Faint orange lights awakened in the walls. The crystal glowed dimly, and then a sound, a voice, soft yet powerful, resonated through the stone. It spoke in a language they couldn't understand, yet somehow they felt the meaning. It said, "The fire sleeps, but it remembers."